conversation from Bay Street to Main Street, dinner table, the boardroom table, comes back to housing. Supply and demand, price, affordability. It's a lot to take in, and here to help distill some of the data is Toronto Regional Real Estate Board President, TRREB President Kevin Crigger. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you.
Thanks for being here. So, before you read some of the real estate tea leaves for us, I want to know this. Were you surprised, like I was pre-election during the polls, that the number one issue for Canadians, the majority of Canadians, was not COVID or identity politics, it was affordable housing?
To be honest, we weren't surprised at all. TRREB has been sounding the alarm on housing for more than 10 years. We have been in an incredibly supply-starved market, which obviously is one of the reasons that we've seen substantial increases in price over time.
Well, let's hit the chalkboard, starting with September home sales and average selling price data. What did you see?
So this September was our third highest on record. We saw an increase month over month and year over year, with the average sale price now exceeding $1.1 million.
And let's talk about the political calculations and the considerations and TRREB's expectations. You know, we've got a new Liberal minority government. They'll be picking a cabinet tomorrow, back to work in about a month. They've got a pretty, detailed declared platform to try and unlock a host of home ownership doors. What are some of them?
Well, basically, the $40,000 savings program that they've introduced for individuals under 40 allows for tax-deferred savings, and unlike previous programs, doesn't require a payback amount. Obviously, anything that has been brought forward that makes housing more affordable or more accessible is something that we greatly support. The one thing for your viewers specifically, and for residents of Toronto, one of the greatest concerns really is all of these programs are national in nature. So the amounts that sort of hit maximums and what have you apply equally across the country. One of the, considerations is in a market like Toronto, the buying power for many of these programs is substantially less of that in many other sort of more affordable or approachable cities.
One of the things I find interesting is a Bill of Rights. We've been hearing about stuff like that for a long time. Does this have teeth?
To be honest, one thing with the Homeowners Bill of Rights that it sort of highlighted is that the government really doesn't understand how real estate is transacted in the province of Ontario specifically. A number of the items that are covered in the Homeowners Bill of Rights, which certainly sound as though the government's affording consumers additional protections or additional rights, are already covered in the standard form of agreement. Things like the right to a home inspection. There's a notation directly in the agreement that acknowledges one has a right to do it. Likewise, with multiple representation, there's a requirement of consent already in the existing confirmation of cooperation. So I don't know that there's really an expansion of rights per se.
Okay.
Although it was certainly a positive that housing in the real estate space was top of mind for all of the federal parties in this election.
Kevin, when we look at the market right now, are we seeing multiple offers, more bully or preemptive offers happening in the market?
So we're seeing a market that is really starved of supply. Despite the fact that the number of transactions has increased, one thing we are seeing this year is that the number of listings is actually not keeping pace with the number of sales. So it's much more tight market conditions, especially in the condo space, where we saw a bit of a lull in demand compared to the freehold market. We're now seeing a definite increase in the pace of condo sales as well, and still a limited number of new listings, therefore leading to increases in price and obviously greater competition.
Kevin Crigger, President of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, or TRREB, thank you so much. Where can people reach out for more from you?
TRREB.ca is the best place to get in touch with us, and likewise has a number of reports and great information available for potential home buyers.
Very enlightening today, Kevin. Thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. Coming up soon.